Stone-cold proof that Tommy Robinson's Facebook ban was bogus. There is no exaggeration or hyperbole in this title. Mohammed Shafiq was the Muslim who played a substantial part in getting Tommy banned from Facebook. I can reveal I recently had a meeting with Facebook to discuss Tommy Robinson pages and their impact in brainwashing his supporters to become terrorists and use violence against Muslims. A very good result, and I am proud of my role. We don't know why, though. We don't know what he's alleged to have done, and Facebook, funnily enough, hasn't told us. However, this Muslim, Mohammed Shafiq, had the opportunity to lay it all bare and on the line for us on LBC in conversation with Nick Ferrari and Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad. Ferrari and Shafiq had an incredibly cordial opening exchange, with Ferrari bowing and scraping and genuflecting to him, until the moment when Ferrari specifically asked him about the evidence.
Mr. Shafiq, can you actually provide any hard and concrete evidence?
Well, I mean, all the evidence is there for people to... Well, Nick Ferrari, you need to send your researchers onto it. You send your researchers
respectfully,
onto
sir,
it.
you sat down with
You send your researchers onto it. I mean, I know you've got a habit of, trying to cover this up.
Not looking good, is it? You'd think he'd have at least one killer blow to land. I'll speak more about that a bit later. And there's nothing. He just sits there and accuses Ferrari of somehow covering something up.
But the reality is...
Why would I be trying to cover it up? Mr. Shafiq,
well, it's your dismissive...
Mr. Shafiq, why would I be trying some of the...
This is about
Shafiq, could you just...
hateful speech wherever it comes
Mr.
from.
Shafiq.
And that's what these social media companies do.
Yes,
and
Mr.
the name
Shafiq.
is Mohammed.
This is the man who Facebook chose, basically as their prosecuting counsel in their quest to get Tommy banned. And he's come up with nothing. However, he did subsequently come up with one thing.
Well, for example, there was a statement that he made about where he got a video together walking through Muslim areas, and he called every single Muslim our enemy combatant who wants to cause ill and harm and kill other human beings in this country.
He called every single Muslim an enemy combatant. That is the claim. And Nick Ferrari then picked up on this every single bit in his rebuttal with Carl Benjamin.
So he can tell that every... So why doesn't... so every doctor who practiced in the same area as Harold Shipman is a mass murderer, are they? What a clumsy narrative.
If Tommy had said every single Muslim, it would have been a pretty clumsy misstatement of truth, a bit like when he said Islam promotes killing people, which is what got him banned from Twitter. He should have said something more like the Quran legitimizes killing non-Muslims. So every single Muslim, that would have been a clumsy misstatement. Hardly a banning offence in itself, but certainly clumsy. So did he say it? This is the video in question from after the Manchester Arena attack. I'll play the first 20 minutes when he's introducing the matter.
So I've come to Manchester after the terrorist attack last night, and I've started to scratch beneath the surface to find out what problems there are in this city. And I've ended up here, outside this mosque. There's a history of extremism with this mosque. Now, where I'm standing now, within a stone's throw, a 2-mile radius of where I'm standing now, there's been 16 men who have died or been imprisoned for fighting for ISIS. 16, just in a 2-mile radius of this part of the city, not the whole city, just this city.
And here's the killer blow which Mohammed Shafiq apparently was talking about.
When you see these communities and you see these houses, you think this is a British community, or you might have British Muslims. They are enemy combatants in these houses. In these houses are enemy combatants who want to kill you, maim you and destroy you. They want to destroy our way of life.
In this house are enemy combatants who want to kill you, maim you, etc. And let's see again how the Muslim quoted him.
Well, for example, there was a statement that he made about where he got a video together walking through Muslim areas, and he called every single Muslim our enemy combatant.
And let's see what Tommy actually said one more time.
When you see these communities and you see these houses, you think this is a British community, or you might have British Muslims. They are enemy combatants in these houses.
Our Muslim friend, Facebook's go-to crusader in their endeavour to get Tommy banned, was asked for just one piece of evidence, the killer blow in why Tommy should have been banned from Facebook. And what did he do? He demonstrably and provenly lied.
Well, for example, there was a statement that he made about where he got a video together walking through Muslim areas, and he called every single Muslim our enemy combatant.
Could he make the argument that he misremembered the clip? Obviously he doesn't like Nick Ferrari very much for all the cordiality and the genuflecting and the bowing and the scraping that Nick Ferrari started out with. It's evident from that exchange that I played at the beginning that he doesn't like him. Maybe he was nervous, maybe he was a bit hot under the collar, and he just misremembered that particular incident. Is that reasonable? No, not in the slightest. If you ask me why Tommy Robinson wasn't guilty of contempt of court, I would say because the judge said so. And I would say that, first of all, because that is the single top killer response to why he's not guilty, because Judge Marson did actually, in effect, say so the day after he had him sent down. In that kind of a situation, first you go to the top of the list. What is your killer blow? You get that out of the way. If you have to do another one, you go to the second one on the list, which is now top of the list, then 3, then 4. You start with the good stuff and you go down from there. What you don't do is faff around for 10 minutes, then say, when you've all had enough, when you're off on your tea break, I'm going to deliver the killer blow. That's not the way it works. This Muslim was asked who is the go-to man in this quest to take him down from Facebook. Who would be the one man who would know, was asked, with the lowest possible bar, give me one piece of evidence that justifies Tommy Robinson's banning. And he came out with a lie. And if he'd had anything, that was the one opportunity he had, an opportunity he had to lay it out. Just one piece of evidence. And he lied. Which proves that there was no justification for them banning Tommy. It proves it. Case closed. Case over, my lad, and I'll waive my fee, but there's a PayPal link in the description. This absolutely proves that there was no justification. We've heard nothing from Facebook, and the one man who would have the evidence of what he did, if he did have anything, had nothing but a lie. This proves that there was no substance to his being banned from Facebook. Whether he can do something about it, I don't know. Maybe he can sue them. I would imagine, since these are rules we're talking about, there must be some kind of underpinning legislation somewhere. He's probably thinking about it. But he demonstrably and provably did nothing to be banned from Facebook. And this proves it. Case closed.